Guru Sri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna. Welcome. Thank you for watching. This is our channel, Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we have it, Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my name is Labangalatika. We are reading the 8th chapter. We are actually almost through it today. It's called Attaining the Supreme, which is really a blessing. We have this information how to attain the Supreme. And today I'm reading text 23. Yatra kaletvanavrittam avrittang cheva yoginah prayatayantitam kalang vaksyami bharatarishabha. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back. Now we get technical again. Purport. The unalloyed devotees of the Supreme Lord, who are totally surrendered souls, do not care when they leave their bodies or by what method. They leave everything in Krishna's hands, and so easily and happily return to Godhead. So in the Bhagavad-gita, we get the bigger picture. Krishna is recommending Bhakti Yoga, but he's also giving the information of the other yoga methods. And this is one aspect like that. Those who are not unalloyed devotees and who depend instead on such methods of spiritual realization as Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Hatha Yoga must leave the body at a suitable time in order to be sure of whether or not they will return to the world of birth and death. If the yogi is perfect, he can select the time and situation for leaving this material world. But if he's not so expert, his success depends on his accidentally passing away at a certain suitable time. The suitable times at which one passes away and does not come back are explained by the Lord in the next verse. According to Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushana, the Sanskrit word Kala used herein refers to the presiding deity of time. Yes. So we think of yoga, then we think of the yoga societies and the yoga exercises, and we have yoga mats and yoga pants, and that's all very well. If you want to do exercise, it's probably the best exercise. But it's not the whole meaning of the word yoga. Yoga means to connect to the Supreme, and there are different methods. We are following the Bhakti Yoga path. Krishna is recommending the Bhakti Yoga path, but the other yoga methods, they are certainly bona fide methods to attain the Supreme. But if you're one of those yogis, then, as I was saying, you don't just spend your time doing exercises. These exercises are meant as a support for the actual yoga, because that yogi needs to control his senses to the point where you can close off your consciousness to everything external and simply focus on the Supreme within. Or the all-pervading Supreme in the form of Brahman, which is quite difficult to concentrate on. Anyway, the method is such that it's difficult. It will take a long time. So part of the yoga activities are there to buy time. Our life is measured in the amount of breaths we take. So if you can succeed in slowing down your breathing, then you can gain years and years, and you will need years and years for the yoga method. You can also control the life air in the body, and the life airs are quite difficult to describe and explain because you can't see them, but the life airs are circulating in the body and also keeping the soul in its place in the body. And the yogi who can control the life airs can also decide at what time he wants to push the soul out of the body, and then these are the recommended times. And if you're not such an expert yogi, you will just die whenever you die, and if you're lucky, it's at a good time. So I will read the next text because they're kind of connected. Text 24. Agnir Jyotiraha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Satra Parayata Gacchanti Brahma Vido Janaha. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god, in the light, at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6th month when the sun travels in the north. Purport. When fire, light, day, and the fortnight of the moon are mentioned, it is to be understood that over all of them there are various presiding deities who make arrangement for the passage of the soul. At the time of death, the mind carries one to the path, on the path to a new life. If one leaves the body at the time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahma-jyotir. Mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time and place to leave the body. Others have no control. If by accident they leave at an auspicious moment, then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But otherwise there is every possibility they will have to return. However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment, by accident or arrangement. Yeah, so that is one of the reasons we recommend Bhakti Yoga. Krishna recommends Bhakti Yoga. We may or may not be great yogis and have strong abilities and have that strength of mind and control of the senses that it takes. But Bhakti Yoga is a totally different process. It's not mechanical. It's not depending on our strength. It is a process of love. We turn to Krishna and we try to offer our lives to Him. We try to offer our love to Him. We try to grow that love, even if it starts as a very small flickering flame. That attraction, that faith, that trust that our relationship will grow and will be everything we ever wanted. And we take one step to Krishna, and Krishna, He takes all the other steps. But here we are describing how the yogi acts, and I think I will read one more verse. Text 25. Dhuh muratristhata Krishna sharnamasa dhukshināyanam tatra chandramasang jyotir yogi prapya nivartate. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Purport. In the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni mentions that those who are expert in fruitive activities and sacrificial methods on earth attain to the moon at death. These elevated souls live on the moon for about 10,000 years by demigod calculation and enjoy life by drinking somarasa. They eventually return to earth. This means that on the moon there are higher classes of living beings, though they may not be perceived by the gross senses. Yes, so this universe, there's more to it than we can see. And how life goes on the other planet, especially the higher heavenly planets, we have no idea. But we have informations from the Vedas that is so. So the yogi can go to a spiritual destination or to a better material destination, depending on their desire, and here also depending on where, at what time they leave the body. So I think I will read another one, text 26. Shukla Krishna gati yete jagata shashvate mate ekaya yatyana vrittim anyaya vartate punaha. According to Vedic opinion, there are 2 ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Purport. The same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baladevi Bhushana from the Chandogya Upanishad. Those who are fruitive labourers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. Yeah, I'll continue, text 27. naite sriti partagjanan yogi mukyati kasyana tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Yes. Yeah, here we speak about the two yogic paths of leaving the body, where the devotee knows about them and is not bewildered. And we look around this world, and there are so many paths. There are innumerable choices to be made at every step. And sometimes it is very bewildering. And therefore, what Krishna recommends for Arjuna, he also recommends for us to be fixed in devotion. Devotion to Krishna, love and devotion, service to Krishna, which is activities filling up our time, desires filling up our heart, knowledge filling up our intelligence, service filling up our senses. We will be fully absorbed, and we will not be bewildered. We will not be tossed here and there on the waves of existence, coming and going. It's interesting, in the past verse we said they're constantly going and coming. We're saying coming and going. First we take birth and then we die, but actually first we die, then we take birth. It's just continuous. It's like a wheel in this world, the wheel of samsara. And then we get hold of the Bhagavad-gita, we get hold of the process of devotion, and then we can become fixed. And then the world will still spin around, but we're not spinning with it. We are taking shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Purport. Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths the soul can take when leaving the material world. The devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. He should know that concern over either of these two paths is troublesome. The best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to always be dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain and direct. The word yoga yukta is especially significant in this verse. One who is firm in yoga is constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in all his activities. Sri Rupa Goswami advises, Anasaktasya vishayan yadhar ham upayunjataha. One should be unattached in material affairs and do everything in Krishna consciousness. By this system, which is called Yukta Vairagya, one attains perfection. Therefore, the devotee is not disturbed by these descriptions, because he knows that his passage to the supreme abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Yes, so we recommend that that deal that has the strongest guarantee. You go and look for something and you get some offers that look too good to be true, but there are no guarantees. You take them home, they break. You take them back and they don't care, because there's no guarantee. Krishna, he gives a guarantee. He gives a guarantee that by devotional service you can come back to him. And a yogi at the time of death has to, by his own power, have that focus to go in the right direction. A devotee is practicing, of course. We have meditation, we have practicing, focusing the mind on Krishna. And if a devotee can do it, then that is great. But if the devotee cannot do it, he or her will trust that Krishna will step in and remind us. I had a small, it wasn't even an accident. I was driving my car and I was meeting a tractor, and the tractor turned in front of me and there was no way I could brake, so I drove into the tractor, not with very high speed. And my daughter was with me in the car, and then she told me afterwards that she said, and then when that happened, you were saying Krishna, 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 and I didn't even remember. And of course I wasn't even dying. But somehow or another, Krishna is so kind that, and if we have this practice, if we have this, if we're trying, to connect to him, to hold on to him. And even when we don't remember him ourselves, then Krishna will remember our relationship and our endeavor, and that we were sincere and we were trying to serve him. So he will take care. And maybe we will not go back directly to the spiritual world if there still are so many material desire hidden in the heart. But Krishna will take us to the next place where we can continue our devotional service. And in this way, we can make the decisions in this life that are sustainable. We can have spiritual life that is on a sustainable level for us, and at the same time, the best thing is to be, so fixed that we will be very determined to make this life the very last, because we will simply be absorbed in Krishna's. I mean, if Krishna wants us to, we can come back to this world over and over to serve him, but we will not be forced back here by our own karma and our own desires. And if we are unable to do so, whatever level we have attained in this life, in the next life we start at that level, and Krishna will certainly guide us into, well, we have already been speaking about that, a yogi who is not fully complete on his path will take birth either in a spiritual family or in a rich and respected family to have the best opportunity to continue in his next life. So there is that. So we talk about death, we prepare about death, but we don't need to fear death very much, because just like the mouse, the cat's mouth is death. To the kitten, the cat's mouth is protection and shelter. So we take it like that by turning to Krishna. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.